Hey, what's going on, smart believers? Good day, good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. Today, I just wanted to say something real quick about. I was kind of surprised at the amount of people who actually don't know anything about Christianity, about God. You know, especially in a country that's predominantly Christian. So, real quickly, I just wanted to say, just give a quick little uh, rundown of redemptive history. First of all, we understand that God is the creator, that God is the creator, that we have a creator, that man um, did not create itself, that we are not responsible for ourselves, that there is an outside agency responsible for everything that is made. We understand that, especially in logic, because we understand that something can't come from nothing with no help, all right? With no type of assistance, with no agenda, or else without violating what we call the what is it the scientific law of non-contradiction, which says that A cannot exist as A and not exist as A in the same relationship, meaning that I can't be here and not be here at the same time, and that what the requirement of it. That is what the requirement is. For a universe to be developed without a supervisor, or not even supervisor, a creator. Supervisor is deism. That's not what I mean. A creator to make everything. Okay, so since we know that something can't come from nothing, that means that something had to come from somewhere, or had to come from someone. So that someone is the creator. That someone is God. Okay, God created man and woman. He put them in the garden here on earth, and um, he gave them a set of instructions, and he told them, "Do not do this," and that what they were not supposed to do, they did it anyway. Okay, because God is a creator, God is the king. So Adam created a situation with God of treason because he violated God's law, the only law that God had given them. He told him, "Don't do this," and he did it anyway. And that's an act of cosmic treason. So now that treason had to be paid for. Someone had to pay for what was the offense against the king. And so that payment, or put it this way, that act of treason that Adam committed brought sin into the world. Okay, sin is the absence of, or evil. Evil is the absence of good. Sin is more like man asserting his independence against God, saying that I want to do what I want to do, and I don't want to do what you want me to do, God. And this is what sin is. Okay, so Adam's action brought sin into the world. All right, so the problem with that is that it had to be fixed. So God say that the only way that this can be fixed is for somebody to pay the penalty. So man, I'm not going to allow you to pay the penalty for yourself, because guess what? How this penalty needs to be paid, it needs to be done in full, and it need to be done perfectly. But man is a created being. There's nothing perfect about man. So guess what? God said the debt needs to be paid, and it needs to be paid perfectly. But there is no one perfect but me. So guess what? I'm going to settle the debt for you. Okay? I'm going to send my son down there, and he's going to take the place of you. All the sins that you committed, I'm going to take those sins and place them on my son. And the penalty that's required to pay for sin is going to be on him. Okay? So now, every time that I look at you and you have accepted what my son did, I am going to not see you or your sin. All I will see is my son when I look at you. So what that did was that bridged the gap because Adam separated humans from God. Okay, and God sent His Son into the world to bring man and God back together in a working relationship. All right. So it boils down to a debt need to be paid. Okay, and the debt that Adam created can only be paid by a perfect sacrifice. And so the Son of God is perfect. Okay, so or you could look at it like this: the debt that needed to be paid had a heavier weight than anything that a human could offer. So if a human paid the debt, then we will be paying that debt forever, because the debt for committing treason against God is eternal damnation. So that means that if we pay the debt for it, the debt is eternal. It requires eternity for this debt to be paid. All right? So that means that it'll never ever be paid. You'll continue to suffer the payment of that debt forever and ever and ever. So to avoid that, God sent His Son to die. But when His Son died, which was the perfect sacrifice, Jesus Christ, then death could not hold Him. The penalty was paid once and for all. Because death, the penalty of death can hold us, but the penalty of death can't hold God. That is the significance about the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Because if Jesus Christ never resurrected, that means that He is still paying the penalty for sin. All right? And He'll pay for the penalty for sin forever if He's still in the grave, but He's not. He's out of the grave, He's in heaven, and He's living at the right hand of the Father. Okay? So, like I said, remember it like this. A heavy debt, right, requires a heavy payment, a hefty payment. Right? And the only person that could satisfy that payment was God Himself. Right? So that's just a little bit for now. Just to give you a brief overview, all right, of how it all started. So thanks for tuning in. I'll get with you later, smart believers. Deuce.